Is the car buying process like being hooked up to jumper cables? Vroom would make you think so. We all love watching the Super Bowl commercials, and matter of fact, some of us only tune into the Super Bowl for the commercials. If you caught the game on Sunday, you may remember a car commercial that depicts the car buying process as being torture. Vroom is a publicly traded company out of New York, and they're playing you on the idea that the car buying process is still like it was in the 80s. Let's take a look at the first few seconds of this commercial. So the first thing that caught my eyes was the balloons. We have the balloons on the car, and we have that big balloon structure going up on the side. Then we see a salesperson, a sales manager dressed in some lame 70s, 80s attire, just worn clothes, not very nice, and a god ugly tie. As he's walking up, I really find it funny that there's a Dealer of the Year award sign up there. I mean, I think every dealer claims that they're Dealer of the Year. And then right below that, we always got the infamous free coffee and free donuts. This is where it gets really interesting.
So, are you gonna buy the car?
The sales manager, the finance manager, as you will, as you see on his name tag, he's really putting the pressure on this guy who's sweating profusely and duct taped to a chair. And then they do a really good job in the next few seconds.
Please, if I could just go home and discuss things with my wife. I've been here all weekend.
The customer is giving the number one objection in the car business that they have to talk to a significant other or a third party who's not at the dealership. If you look real closely, the customer looks pretty beat up with that fat lip, and then he depicts the idea that it takes you the entire weekend to buy the car by saying, "I've been here all weekend." And then the infamous saying,
You can leave anytime you want.
that's when the manager gets really treacherous. He insinuates that he's going to put the jumper cables on the customer to torture him to get him to commit to buying the car. And then it dawns on him.
Never go to a dealership again.
The customer falls over into the floor, up in a sunny suburban front yard with his wife as a Vroom truck pulls up. On my live stream the other night, you guys bombarded me and my wife with, where do you get this shirt? Well, I can tell you right now, it's in a pre-sale status on ChevyDudeStore.com. Get yours right now because it's very limited. What Vroom is doing here is playing on the public's perception of fear and emotions during the car buying process. Generally speaking, consumers hate buying cars. It's a big waste of time. There's lack of transparency. You never know what's going on. And the biggest one that I still see today is, let me go check on something, which makes you feel insecure and a lot of times dumb. The biggest thing that I see is they hate the back and forth with the salesman and the sales managers, and with all these condescending promos you see on the TV, mailers, radio. I mean, why would you not think this way? But this is 2021, not 1980. A lot of things have changed in the car business for the good of the consumer. So what Vroom is not telling you is it's going to take you anywhere from 10 to 14 days on average to get your car from them. You have no idea where the car is located when you're looking on their website. Hopefully, in fact, you do like the car that you decide to purchase. And the biggest thing is where's their inventory coming from? They're not getting it from trade-ins. They're typically getting it from auctions, which is auctions that the real dealers have already went to, and they're rejecting those vehicles. Plus, Vroom is paying a premium to you if you decide to sell your car. They're paying a premium at the auctions, not to mention the auction buyer fees, the transportation, and in some cases, multiple transportation fees depending on where they ship the car to. In turn, this means you are going to have to pay a premium for that car as well. And the thing that I'm famous on is service after the sale. Who's going to be there to help you if something does go wrong with that car? An 800 number, an online chat. But I know what you're going to say, Mike, they have a return policy, a 7-day, a 14-day, a 30-day, whatever the case may be. It's there to make you feel comfortable. But the negative thing about their return policy is you have to pay for the car, wait 10 to 14 days to get that. At that point in time, that loan you may have gotten has hit your credit report. If that car turns out not to be what you wanted, you then have to return the car. They're going to get the car back. They're going to then turn around and pay your loan off. They're not just going to cancel this loan, which in turn actually hurts your credit. I know what you're going to say. How's it hurt my credit, Mike? You got a loan, it went to your credit file, you paid it off way too quick, which is the negative. That's for a totally different video coming up here, but that is a negative that you have to be worried about. And just like I mentioned earlier, there's no service after the sale. Where are you going to take your car to get serviced? If you got questions on your car, if something comes up, who are you going to call?
Ghostbusters.
Just like Carvana, Vroom is backed by Wall Street. And if you look in the recent headlines with GameStop, Robinhood, and the hedge funds, who was protected when stuff started going south? The big guys. So if these big companies ever start losing, they're going to dump on the little guys and we're going to be left high and dry. We still need car dealerships in this country for service, parts, and yes, even sales. If that goes away, we're going to experience much higher prices than we do today. There are far more good dealerships and personnel in this country than there are bad ones. But we're forced with advertising to remember the 70s, 80s, and 90s car tactics that still get played today, but with the proper research, you'll come out ahead. The best advice I can give you is watch that video series right there and watch that video right there so that way you get the best deal on your next car purchase.